It was a cold winter night in New Hampshire. On a sharp turn along Route 112, a car sat wedged into a snowbank. Its driver, Maura Murray, was there one moment, and then she was gone. Vanished, as if the frigid air itself had spirited her away, leaving only questions. The scene was quiet, but beneath that stillness began a mystery that would haunt her family and baffle investigators. What happened to Maura Murray on that lonely stretch of road? Her car, a black Saturn, was locked. A box of wine was found inside, some spilled. Her wallet and keys were missing, but her backpack remained. A local bus driver stopped and spoke to her just minutes before police arrived. She seemed uninjured but cold and shivering. She told him not to call the police. By the time a state trooper arrived, less than 10 minutes later, the car was empty. Maura Murray had simply disappeared into the vast, unforgiving wilderness of the White Mountains. There were no signs of a struggle, no footprints in the snow leading away from the car. For her father, Fred Murray, it was the start of a relentless, heartbreaking search for answers. This case is more than just a missing person report. It's become a modern legend, a chilling tale told around digital campfires. Did she run away, meet with foul play, or succumb to the elements? The questions hang in the air, as cold and persistent as that February night in 2004, and the mystery of Maura Murray endures, a ghost on the highway, forever 21. Who was Maura Murray? To her family and friends, she was a bright star, a talented athlete, a nursing student, a loving daughter. On the surface, her life seemed perfect. But as investigators dug deeper, another picture emerged: secrets and unexplained troubles. Months before she vanished, Maura was caught using a stolen credit card. The charge was minor, but it was uncharacteristic. 2 nights before her disappearance, she received a phone call at work that left her catatonic. The weekend before, she crashed her father's car after a party, another secret she kept to herself. She didn't tell her boyfriend or friends. It was a private burden she carried alone. Was she running from something, or toward something else? The pressure of school, the credit card incident, the emotional breakdown, the car crash, it all created a perfect storm. These weren't just random events. They were clues to her state of mind. The bright, athletic nursing student seemed to be living a double life, one hidden from even those closest to her. Her final fateful drive was not as random as it first appeared. On Monday, February 9, 2004, Maura Murray's actions were deliberate. She emailed professors and her supervisor, claiming a death in the family. There was no death. She packed a bag with toiletries, makeup, textbooks, and birth control pills. She searched online for directions to the Berkshires and Burlington, Vermont, but her destination seemed to be the White Mountains. She withdrew nearly all her money and bought alcohol. Sometime after 3:30 p.m., she climbed into her black Saturn and drove north. She told no one where she was going, not her boyfriend, not her best friend, not her sister. At 3:42 p.m., she checked her voicemail. It was the last recorded activity on her phone. After that, Maura and her phone went silent. The drive itself is a blank slate, hours alone on the road. Was she seeking freedom or running from despair? The items in her car create a conflicting narrative. A secret getaway or something more tragic? The answers were locked inside her mind as she sped toward that fateful turn. The crash happened around 7:27 p.m. on a hairpin turn in Haverhill, New Hampshire. A resident heard a thump and called police. A bus driver, Butch Atwood, stopped and spoke to Maura. She was cold, trembling, and asked him not to call for help. Atwood called police anyway. When Sergeant Cecil Smith arrived less than 10 minutes later, the car was empty. Maura was gone. No footprints led into the woods. The snow was undisturbed. The initial search found nothing. No sign of a struggle, no belongings left behind except the spilled wine, textbooks, and a rag in the tailpipe. Investigators wondered if it was a suicide attempt, but her father said it was a trick to prevent smoke. The car was locked, her things left neatly inside. Police, family, and volunteers scoured the woods. K-9 units lost her scent in the middle of the road. This suggested she got into another vehicle. Did a passing motorist help her or harm her? The lack of evidence was maddening. Maura Murray had stepped out of her car and into a mystery as deep as the surrounding forest. She vanished without a trace. The search for Maura Murray never truly ended. It evolved. Her case became one of the first great mysteries of the internet age. Online detectives dissected every detail, keeping her story alive. Theories abound. She ran away to start a new life, met with foul play or succumbed to the elements. Her packed bag, cash withdrawal, and lies point to a planned escape. Or did she accept a ride from the wrong person, or wander into the woods, lost forever? Extensive searches have found nothing. The woods keep their secrets. Decades later, the questions remain. What was in that phone call? Why did she lie? Who was she driving to meet? Her story is a cautionary tale, a digital ghost haunting the internet. Somewhere, the truth of that cold February night waits, silent and unfinished.